This is the Amex Platinum. It is the ultimate credit card for people who want to look like they're rich, but aren't rich enough for the Amex Centurion or Black Card. It's great for getting the ice off your windshield in the morning, eating ice cream, and measuring out portions of sugar to put in your coffee. That's what I'm doing here. But last year, American Express raised the annual fee from $695 to $895, making this card the most expensive publicly available mainstream premium travel card on the US credit card market. And you can see I worded that carefully because there are some that are more expensive, but they're not mainstream. I'm talking to you, MasterCard Gold Card. The Platinum also has the highest spend requirement for the welcome bonus of any personal publicly available mainstream premium travel card on the US market too. It was recently increased to $12,000 in 6 months to get the welcome bonus. So in this video, I'm going to go through all my spending, the points I earned, the amount of money I was refunded through using the credits, and we're going to tell you if it still works out good value for the moderately wealthy consumer who isn't wealthy enough for the Centurion. We're going to answer the question, is the Amex Platinum still worth it in 2026? Hey everyone, my name is Ben Hedges, aka The Credit Shifu, and on this channel I cover US credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe. And this video is brought to you by Max Rewards, but more on that later. Okay, so I do this video every year, but this year's video is particularly interesting since Amex has actually made big changes to the Amex Platinum in 2025, raising the annual fee to $895, raising the hotel credit from $200 to $600, also adding the $400 Resi credit and the $300 Lululemon credit, and a few other things. And you can see all of the things that have been added or expanded on screen now. So I'm going to show you how much of the credits I used in 2025 and how many points I earned through spending on the card and their value. I'll give you two versions, well actually three versions, but I'll get to that in a moment. I'll give you two versions. One is total value with all of the credits that I got refunded for, and one is the value of the credits that I actually get tangible value from. For example, I use Uber Eats every month for real food that fills my stomach, and I get refunded $15 from Amex. Also, I've signed up for Clear and I get refunded $200, but in 2025, I didn't actually go to an airport terminal that had Clear lanes, so I didn't use it. So I would include Clear in total value, but not in useful value. And Uber Eats would be included in both. It's both total value and it is useful value. After we go through my 2025 data, I will give you the expected value for 2026 since the new benefits only came in halfway through 2025 and the annual fee only increased as of 2026. So we'll be able to answer the question of is the card worth keeping this year in 2026. So for this video, I downloaded the year-end summary and I looked back through all my statements to get the exact amount of credits that I used. Let's work out how many points I earned first. So here is my spending in different categories on this card for 2025. It's only $10,140 since this is a card that you use mainly for the benefits, not really for the spending. The only thing I bought that earned more than 1 point per dollar was this plane ticket in October for $4,269, and that was at 5 points per dollar. Okay, that category is the only real exception. If you're going to buy plane tickets, use the Amex Platinum. Everything else, put it on a different card. But at 5 points per dollar, that's going to be 21,345 points, plus the points I earned from the rest of my spending, which is my annual total minus the plane ticket. So 10,140 minus 4,269, that equals $5,871, and thus 5,871 points. Added together, we get a total of 27,216 points for the year on this card. Now, I did earn more Amex points for the year than this, but most of them came from the Gold Card or from Rakuten, so that 27,000 was just what I got on this card, and it has a value of $270 at 1 cent per point, $297 at 1.1 cents per point, and that's what I get for transferring it to Schwab since I have the Charles Schwab version of the Amex Platinum, and $540 at 2 cents per point, which is the average value if you transfer out to partners. But let's be really strict and we'll just use 1 cent per point. So we're at $270 in value so far. Now let's take a look at the value of the credits. So I made a spreadsheet of all the credits that I use, and I divided them into useful and not useful. So one useful credit that I got each month was the digital entertainment credit. This was $20 per month, but it went up to $25 per month after September 18th. So I got a total of $255 from that. And I say that's useful because I really do pay for the Wall Street Journal, YouTube Premium, so I do get refunded this every month. Then we have the Lululemon credit, which I used $138.50 of, and we only had that for half a year since the new benefits started on September 18th. So to the end of September was $75 for quarter 3, and then we had another $75 for quarter 4. So I came close to maxing it out, buying these boxer shorts. I have like 3 or 4 pairs of them now. They're really nice. And I've been buying other stuff too. Like I just ordered these pants to use the first credit of 2026. And actually look, the pants, they've already arrived as of the shooting of this video. So soon I'll be like this person on Reddit. I bet they have the Amex Platinum too. To get even more value out of Lululemon, I suggest buying from the We Made Too Much section. You can get like 30% off and still get the credit. Let's keep going. For the Saks credit, which is not new, it's been around for a few years, I used $86.39 out of a possible 100. I often let my wife use it to buy makeup, which I'd end up paying for anyway, so this saves me money. And then with the Uber credit, which is $15 per month and $35 in December, I used the whole thing ordering Uber Eats. So that comes to $200 for the year. So all those that I regard as useful come to $679.89, which almost covers that annual fee, which in 2025 was $695. But if we then add in the value of one other thing, the lounge access that I used in 2025, I used Priority Pass for myself and 3 guests once in the year. For the 3rd guest, I got charged $35, but myself and 2 guests were free. If we assume a value of $35, same as the guest rate for the visit for each of the first 3 people, we get $105 in value. So adding that in, we get $784.89. Then if we add on the value of the points I earned at 1 cent per point, so that's $270, it takes us up to $1,054.89, minus the annual fee of $695 that I paid last year, and we get $359.89 in profit. So you can see, even using the strictest possible method for 2025, I was still in the green on this card. But there were a few credits that I did not use, and also some that I did use but I don't consider valuable. So the big elephant in the room is that I didn't use either the hotel credit or the Resi credit in 2025. The hotel credit is $600 and the Resi credit is $400. Since we only got the updated benefits in quarter 3, the most I could have got is half of that. Okay, so $300 for the hotel credit and $200 for the Resi credit, so $500. But I didn't use either. I kept trying to go to this restaurant that's like the only Resi restaurant in the town near where I live, Middletown, New York. And the first time it was closed for a private event. Second time it was a Monday and I didn't realize they were closed on Mondays as well. And then that night I flew to the UK for Christmas and I didn't come back until the new year, so I had no more chances. Then the other credits that I did use but I don't consider giving genuine value are the Clear credit, the Equinox credit, the Walmart Plus credit, and the Uber One credit. With the Clear and Equinox credit, even though I use the credits, I don't consider them providing any value since I didn't use either of their services in 2025. Then we have Walmart Plus and Uber One. I did use both of these, but I don't consider them valuable. Yes, I did save 10 cents per gallon on a lot of gas fill-ups, but if I didn't have Walmart Plus, I would just get gas at Sam's Club more often, which I am a member of anyway, and it gives me similar savings. With Uber One, I just used it to get no delivery fees on my Uber Eats orders, but I was only ordering Uber Eats to use up the Uber credit. So this just minimizes what I paid over the credit amount anyway. It's not something that I count as real value. But if you were to add all of those up, it comes to $745, and then add that to my total minus the annual fee, it takes me to $1,104.89 in value for the year. I also did a lot of referrals on my card, and that gives me a $100 statement credit per referral. Okay, if you have the vanilla platinum, I think it gives you points, but on the Charles Schwab version, it's a statement credit. Now, this came to $900 for the year. So if you add these in, it takes me up to $2,004.89. But I can only do so because of my YouTube channel. So I'm not going to count it since it's not realistic for the average consumer to do. But guys, if you're looking for an Amex card, whether it's the Platinum or another card, and you want to support our channel, do click on my referral link. I'll put it down below, and you can actually access pretty much every Amex card from there. There's even the 175,000 point bonus on the Platinum if you get offered it. Okay, you can click to see if you're offered. No impact to your credit score. So yeah, do check that out for basically links to every credit card. It helps to support the channel. But anyway, you can look at the value I got as one of these three numbers. Either $359, just considering the genuinely useful credits plus the points earned and the lounge visits minus the annual fee. $1,104 if you add in all of the credits, and $2,004 if you add in referrals as well. So the card was definitely worth having in 2025. But let's now look at the value I expect to get out of it in 2026. And I think you might be surprised by how good the value proposition looks. But first, if you are into credit cards, especially premium credit cards like the Amex Platinum, it is essential that you get as much value back from them as possible to offset those high annual fees. That's why I've partnered with Max Rewards. It's the credit card management app that the pros use. Not only does it give you all your transactions, balances, points and rewards balances, upcoming bills, etc. in one place, even when your cards are from different issuers, but it also tracks credits so that you don't miss out on value. There's even a card value tracker so that you can see the value from rewards and credits versus the annual fee. In addition, Amex card holders will find the premium version of Max Rewards Gold, especially useful because it activates all of your Amex offers for you so you never miss a deal. I've come home on several occasions to an email saying that I used an offer without even knowing it and saved money. When you activate all your Amex offers, new Amex offers that you never knew existed appear in your account, and Max Rewards activates them too. You can get a 7-day free trial and then a 3-month discount after the trial ends if you want to continue with my link below. If you download it directly from the App Store, use my code BEN for the same deal. You can also just download the app and check out the free features. Okay, let's now look at my expected value for 2026. Now, this is going to be really simple. I'm going to estimate that I will earn roughly the same amount of points in 2026 as I did in 2025, so $270 worth. I will use the whole $200 Uber credit, the whole digital entertainment credit, which is now $300, and we'll go with the same number on the Saks credit, $86.39, because sometimes, the amount that you buy doesn't quite line up with the credit. I'll add in the same number of lounge visits, so that's 105, and that gives us a total of $961.39. Those are all the credits that I consider useful, plus the points and the lounge visits. But then we have the new Lululemon credit, Resi credit, and expanded hotel credit. And this is where I think I'm really going to clean up. So I've already used the Resi credit for Q1 of 2026. I spent $135 at the one local restaurant in the town near where I live that is in the Resi program. Okay, that's Oak and Reed in Middletown. But it's like the best restaurant in town, so I'm fine with going there once a quarter. You can see here on my statement, I've already got refunded. And even though I did spend over $100, okay, with tip and everything, it wasn't totally free. I do like dining out, okay, and I would want to dine out anyway. So I view this as genuinely getting value out of the credit. So I'm going to assume that I will get the full credit of $100 every quarter and thus $400 in value for the whole year. Next, we have the $300 Lululemon credit, and I already used it for Q1 of 2026, like we said, to buy a pair of pants. Woo! And get refunded. And to be honest, I do need to replace some of the items in my wardrobe, and I'm not really into fashion. I'm kind of lazy. So it's actually great that this forces me to do it, and I'm really liking it. Lululemon stuff is really comfortable, and it's kind of active wear, which is what I like. I'm a pretty active, sporty kind of person. And so I think I'm going to turn into that guy on Reddit who wears all Lululemon stuff. It's the ultimate first world problem, right? I'm embarrassed by my super comfortable and expensive wardrobe. So yeah, I count that as $300 in value. So those two together add $700 to the total, taking us to $1,661.39. Then finally, we have the hotel credit, which increased to $600 last year. Now, I didn't use it in 2025 at all, but this year I hope to at least use half of it. So we will give that a value of $300, taking our total to $1,961.39. Now, minus the annual fee of $395, that equals $1,066.39. Compare that to the amount of value I got from the points, the useful credits, and the lounge visits in 2025 minus the annual fee of $695. That came to just $359.89. So using the strictest possible method, you can see the refreshed Platinum does actually provide way more value than the old version of the card. If we add in the useless credits that I Unused, which come to $745, that brings our total up to $1,811.39. If we add $900 worth of referrals on top of that, it brings me up to $2,711.39. The last one may not be realistic to people without social media followings, but you can at least see 3 different sets of value. $1,066.39, $1,811.39, and $2,711.39. And you can use whichever you feel is going to be more similar to your situation. And so thus, I do think the Amex Platinum will be worth it for me in 2026. My annual fee just posted actually, and I've paid it, so it looks like I'm set to keep the card for another year. Let me know if you think it'll be worth it for you in the comments below, and type your number. Type how much value you're getting out of it, either in 2025 or 2026. Don't forget, if you want a free trial of Max Rewards and then a 3-month discount after the trial ends, do click the link below. It's a great app. I use it myself. Do check it out. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.